Vision 2050, a podcast brought to you by Hamann and Benson, a leading company in the field of impact and ESG investment. In each episode, we share our insights and predictions on the future of industries. For artificial intelligence to the role of big data in the workplace. Well, cover the most exciting and relevant topics in the field. So sit back, relax, and join us on a journey to the future, as seen through the eyes of the experts at Hamann and Benson. Ray Dalio, the founder and chairman of the hedge fund Bridgewater Associates, manages nearly $160 billion in assets. According to him, no one around him is capable of running his company as well as he is. The only collaborator he would be inclined to entrust with the reins is not a being made of flesh and blood, but an impalpable entity, an artificial intelligence. In 2015, Dalio hired David Ferrucci from IBM, most notably known for being the daddy of artificial intelligence, Watson. Ferrucci was placed in charge of a unit of developers and mathematicians to design this artificial intelligence, and that with a budget of several $1 million. This is not only designed to replace Dalio, but to sublimate him. What is the point of creating a human double when it is possible to create a machine with superhuman abilities, capable of making choices dictated by reason, or rather logic, and not by emotions? And not by emotions, you know. The Wall Street Journal, Ray Dalio, expressed his concern that human beings too often allow themselves to be confused by their emotions in their professional lives, which has the consequence of clouding their vision and obscuring their actions. It has the advantage that it acts purely by logic and that it does not link any effect to it. Dalio estimates that most of the strategic decisions relating to the life of the company will have to be entrusted to it. The machine will be responsible for hiring and firing Bridgewater Associates employees. It illustrates a trend that will accelerate in the months and years to come. The replacement of humans by AI. The machine already seconds us everywhere. Only a minority of people do not spend a day without using their smartphone, their computer, or their tablet. The machine is already almost grafted to our fingertips. It is able to perform for the moment small basic tasks for us, or clever calculations at a speed that exceeds us. It surpasses us in many of its capabilities. But can it replace us? The capacities of machines and, of course, of AI are growing exponentially day by day. Will we all soon be obsolete? Will I be able to do everything better than us, faster and at a low cost? Nothing is more certain, but not yet. But it's time to get ready for change. A phantom threat is approaching, a threat that we ourselves have created. A new predator, one that may rise to the top of the food chain very soon. We're on the verge of a new revolution. This one will not be popular or industrial. It is a revolution as important as when the human being decided to stand up straight and walk on his 2 feet without using his arms and hands. I will challenge our way of living in our life in a more global way. And obviously it will impact the economic sector. An Oxford University study reviewed 702 types of jobs in the United States and found that nearly 1 in 2 American jobs, 40/70, had a high risk of being affected by technology and 19 had a medium risk. In total, 66 of jobs could disappear in the next 20 years. But even more problematic, according to a report published by the Pew Research Center, only 52s of experts believe that automation will create more jobs than it destroys. Short, according to them, I will destroy the classic process of creative destruction. The concept of creative destruction was born in the writings of Nietzsche and was adapted to the economy by Schumpeter at the beginning of the 20th century. Schumpeter, in his book, The theory of economic evolution referred to this concept in these terms. New business is continually being created, baited by profit. A complete reorganization of industry occurs with increased production, fierce competition, disappearance of obsolete firms, eventual layoffs. Classically, the process of creative destruction is defined as the permanent movement of destruction of activities linked to old. Innovations and creation of new activities linked to new innovations. In short, Schumpeter defines the cycles of the economic life of goods or services that can be schematized as follows. Keption, launch, option, peak, decline. Death, replacement. This is the natural cycle of life, adapted to the economy as a whole. New elements, goods, or services are called to replace the old ones considered as obsolete and more adapted to modern life. For the first time in centuries or even millennia, it is on the human being that this threat of replacement is carried. His creation will threaten him, and I will soon be much more profitable than any human in many fields and will be able to generate much higher profits. A machine does not know highs and lows. It is linear, doesn't sleep. It doesn't complain, it doesn't get paid. It doesn't take vacations, it cannot go on strike. Our salvation will come from the mutation, the adaptation, and the evolution of the human being to this new paradigm. Humans have faced many challenges to survive since the caveman. First of all, the ultra-rudimentary living conditions that exposed him to cold, heat, bad weather, lack of food, and predators. Humans have invented ways to overcome their difficulties. Humans have invented ways to overcome their difficulties. They knew how to conceive structures, procedures allowing him to protect himself from his relative weakness in order to defend his main quality. His greatest strength is intelligence. The main strength of the human being is not his muscles, nor his size, nor his row of teeth. It is his brain. Or his row of teeth, it is his brain. With it, the human being was able to conceive solid houses, to invent agriculture, to transmit this knowledge by writing and chatting, but also by developing structure, allowing to systematize the transmission of knowledge. The school system has broken down and has become an outdated and obsolete model for training the new generations that will cohabit with artificial intelligence. Teachers are proceeding in the same way as they did 100 years ago, when an operating room was itself metamorphosed. Artificial intelligence in its current form is incapable of dealing with transversality, humanities, multidisciplinarity, group work, critical thinking. It implies reversing the educational paradigm, which is far too technical today. Children need to read a lot of books and develop their critical thinking skills so that they are above artificial intelligence and not below it. Artificial intelligence is incapable of critical thinking and common sense for many decades and for complicated technical reasons. So that's where we need to go.